All right, so then I've got all
right.
that.
So
I just started.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah, I don't mind how I look.
All right, there we go. Now it's starting to look better. There we go, because at first it was, all pixelated. But hello, everyone. Name is either Solora or Austin Thompson. Today we have Senna. As she wants to go by, what would you like to be called?
Senna or Mary is absolutely fine.
All right, there we go, guys. Folks, girls, boys, all in between magical creatures. All shapes and
like my eyes are so dark right now.
So yeah.
I'm so sorry. I have no voice. I just did Anime Milwaukee, so.
It's all good. So yeah, no. Today
What's wrong with my? I think something's up with my headphones, but there's a buzzing noise in them.
So I have pictures here that Senna has sent everyone to be able to talk about cosplays here. We'll get to in a bit that she's done over time. She'll talk about what she does as hobbies. She can talk about any of her personal stuff in this interview, such as this is all about the actual cosplayer that I'm interviewing and not me. Let's get that straight.
Wait, is that a corgi? Oh my god, you're sure it's a corgi.
Yeah, it's a corgi. It's a top to the corgi.
Yeah, I just have my UA High hoodie on.
Nice, nice.
I don't just use this thing for cosplay. This is like, I got this before I even decided I was gonna cosplay My Hero Academia. I wanted like a large oversized hoodie and I fell in love with this one, so this has become the favorite hoodie.
And honestly, I'm loving the feedback right now.
Let me see.
That way I have the chat right here for anybody who's actually talking that wants to talk, to interact with the actual interview as well if they've got questions for you, Senna. So yeah, no, I've been busting butt here. I made sure it looks all nice here as well. I has the anime figures this time.
Hey, that's nothing wrong with that. Justin and we have a small collection of My Hero ones on our table here.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I mean, the last time I saw your guys' collection, I can only imagine how much bigger it is now.
Well, you helped us get the All Might and the, what was it? Was it Goku?
Yeah, you also helped get my Super Saiyan 4 Goku.
Yeah.
Yep. There we go.
I don't want that to be full screen. I want to be able to see Twitch and Facebook.
Yeah, and I actually learned a little trick. If you use the Windows key and then you use the arrows, as you can see in the stream right here, how I'm doing stuff.
Alright, there is a few second lag. Oh god. There is a few second lag between us, so.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Then I'll make sure to.
Well, I mean between Twitch and us.
Oh yeah, no, they can't do that like instantaneously. There's no stream service that does that. So yes, as to how long you've been cosplaying here, how long have you been doing it?
Well, this photo is from 15 years ago. That is the first ever photo of me actually in cosplay.
Oh boy.
And I'm pretty sure Justin is laughing his ass off at how much of a noob I look. Look at me, I look so young. Noob. I look so young and clueless, and I know, I at that time had absolutely no idea what I was getting myself into or what it was going to lead to.
Yeah, as I would say, always start somewhere of us watching anime, dressing up for Halloween, and then exploring back then where it wasn't as explored, say now these days.
At that time, I didn't know a lot about anime or video games or anything. I just saw a picture of Len, and I was like, oh my god, she's a singer. I think I picked my first cosplay.
Right. And from there, like, what got you really fully into it?
The late great Danny Rowland.
The late great Danny Rowland. And could you explain who this is?
I didn't include any pictures of her in the lineup because I knew it'd make me emotional, and I'm getting emotional anyway.
Aww.
But Danny was an incredible, like, Sailor Moon cosplayer. She had a huge influence on the Chicago scene, and a big influence on me, honestly. and she died in 2016. So
Oh.
She died in a car wreck, and that broke a lot of us.
Oh.
Like a lot of us old hat Chicago cosplayers. It hurt a lot of us.
And at that time, you'd been cosplaying at least 8 years at that point?
Mm-hmm. At that time, I was at 9 years. My 10th anniversary Anime Central was the first ASIN where Danny wasn't there.
And then as we're seeing
So,
here...
My 10th ASIN, by the way, pardon the smoke, I have a hookah, so...
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Actually... So that picture is actually, Justin... That picture is actually one of my, and still remains one of my all-time favorite cosplay pictures. That is me as Len at ASIN Aftermath 2007.
Ooh.
I had gone to that on a whim, and I think it was Rod actually caught this picture of me just relaxing in Millennium Park. And like I said, I love how relaxed I look. I keep trying to copy that face, but I haven't been able to for a long time, so.
The young, youthful years of our lives, let's put it that way. Can we ever get that back? No, we just gotta improve on it.
Way before the era of cheekbones, crow's feet, and smile lines. But I remember with my Len cosplay, I don't know how much language I can use. But how just effing uncomfortable those boots were.
Right. Honestly, and with the type of...
Oh my god, I hated my songstress boots.
With the type of series I have here, I tell people, go ahead and cuss. I don't care, just no racial slurs or stuff like that.
Okay, so I'm gonna say it. I fucking hated those songstress boots, and I want to yeet them in the Lake of Michigan.
I can imagine, because I remember you telling me about those and you're just like, God damn it, God damn it, God damn it, God damn it. So yeah, on top of everything...
Oh no, I have had a history. I have had a history of killing my feet in cosplay. This year was the first year, Amki was the first con where I went the entire con in Doc Martens, and then Sunday I wore my Ugg boots. Okay, this cosplay is actually really special. This is the Ballerina from Fantasia 2000. And I did it to homage Fantasia's 70th anniversary. I actually still have the sash, even though it doesn't fit me anymore. On the back of the sash, I embroidered the Fantasia Legacy 1940 to 2010. And then on the other ribbon part of the sash, I embroidered the Fantasia Legacy 2000 to 2010.
Nice.
And my hair was such a pain in the butt to curl, because we had to get those very precise porcelain doll curls. But actually the program I'm holding is the program to the original 1940 roadshow theatrical release of Fantasia.
Ooh. And then on top of that...
that was given to me by my now late Grandma Kukla.
And then on top of
And Grandma actually had a huge influence. I'm going to see if I can get the poster here on camera. Give me one sec. My Grandma Kukla had a huge influence on how much I love Fantasia. I got that poster last year, and I love it. That's from the 50th anniversary.
All right.
It's probably my favorite of the Fantasia posters, too.
And then on top of that, with current conventions...
Because as you'll see in later pictures, I have a thing for Chernobog.
Yeah, and on top of all the conventions that you've been going to, what other type of conventions? We're going to go through here real quick. We see that you're getting ready in your corset here for a cosplay. I assume at this time this was the OC Kingdom Hearts cosplay that you were doing?
Let's see. I'm waiting for the picture to pop up, because right now it's still on Fantasia for me.
Oh, it could be even within the messenger you can follow with. In the...
There it is. Okay, so I don't remember what year that is. That was when I still had a wake for Kingdom Hearts. Yeah. But that is my very beloved OC Carzine that I started designing back in 2007. I launched her fully on the con scene in 2009. So she's getting two 15th anniversaries. She's getting her first one this year, and then she'll get her second one in 2009.
Nice. And in the
But
messenger.
that's actually the wonderful Pinky helping me put my makeup on.
Yeah, and in Messenger where you sent me all these pictures, if you want to follow me with that to make it easier, so I would say, okay, we're going to move on to the next one. But
actually, I'm kind of liking going in blind. This one's actually really, really symbolic. In 2012, I actually kind of announced that I was retiring from Kingdom Hearts because of sabotage threats on the cosplay.
Oh.
So you'll see in this picture, I look very withdrawn, just very uncertain. I realized looking back later, there's a lot of symbolism in my body language in this photo.
Yeah.
I'm very layered up. I'm layered up because it was freaking cold at ACEN 2012. That April ACEN, oh my God, it was cold, it was rainy, it was miserable.
And then from this point when you were actually thinking about withdrawing from doing that cosplay, and I remember some of what you've told me in the past, but for the audience, what was actually as to following up with it? Wasn't it your Chandra cosplay that I see that we're going to be coming up here with? And
Chandra was the cosplay I started to use to bounce my comeback. I want to say that Chandra Noir honestly saved my life.
Because I see that we got the high school, we've got Chandra, we've got the one with the red cloak here for the Red Riding Hood looking character, and then we're getting up to Balor here
let's
soon.
See. I'm waiting for the next photo to pop up, honestly. There it is. Okay, so that's from a pre-release. Wait, go back to Chandra.
Oh, I am. I'm just kind of going through it so more of the audience can see what's going on.
Yeah. Yep. God, I can't wait to tell some of these stories.
So, before continuing on the stories, what type of current things are you actually going through on making props, costumes, wigs, accessories, conventions?
Hey, Buck, can you go get the box? The Mandalorian box?
No.
Okay, so Justin's not going to get up and get it. But we actually worked on a custom pair of Jiro's headphones from My Hero Academia. Sadly, I wasn't able to wear them at Amp Key because I didn't factor in how slippery my wig is.
And we're talking about
so they kept falling off.
We're talking about Anime Milwaukee this year that just recently happened.
Yep.
So with
we had
that,
to use. I had made a fallback. We had done a pair of clip-ons for her aux cords.
Okay.
So I ended up wearing those all weekend, and I actually bruised my earlobes.
And then with the convention,
But anyway,
how would you have explained, what's the best way you can explain your experience of Anime Milwaukee 2022? Because even I've heard mixed reviews, but we all get that from every single convention out there.
I'll tell that when we get to the My Hero pictures. But right now I want to really tell the story behind why the heck am I sitting there like Queen of the Universe with a cigar. So that's after a pre-release. And my buddy, I would love to go to Mr. Shisha's after pre-releases.
Yeah.
And I forgot if it was, I think it was Tom caught this picture of me smoking a cigar, just absolutely happy. I'm wearing my WWE Seth Rollins Burn It Down shirt, I believe. Because I loved wearing that shirt with Chandra.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that Chandra was my first actual, like, goof around cosplay.
And then we're seeing that you're
But
wearing
the character, honestly, like the minute I was introduced to Chandra, I fell in love with her.
And we're gonna quickly start scrolling through as to the ones coming up here in the next, like, I know that you've got the Magic the Gathering ones you definitely want to go into. Balor, I do know about your cosplay history with that. But what's with the high school looking one here? Is this Madoki High School Doki Doki Literature?
That is the name. Nope, that is the namesake of my Facebook account. That is Senna from Bleach Memories of Nobody in her school uniform outfit.
Who? I'm joking.
The last times I actually Senna, she was in the.
I know.
She was in the first Bleach movie, and I think it's one of the last times I really wore her before my hair had grown too long to actually lop up fully in a short-looking ponytail.
All right, and then other current type of things we're going to go
Senna.
through.
I loved her energy.
I see that you've got the Red Hood type of cosplay. Was this at the time of Vincent?
That one, That one is actually, I'm gonna wait for you to pull up the picture, because I love this picture because you actually see the patch. That one is actually from a hidden object game.
Okay.
Called Dark Parables of the Red Riding Hood Sisters. And I embroidered the patch entirely myself. I had only one image from the game, and I had only the computer desktop icon to work off of.
Oh.
And I had to replicate it, color, lines, everything.
So from scratch, like in
these
Paint,
small
Photoshop,
images.
was what you were using to pretty much make that, and trying to get into an embroidery patch at that point.
I actually, using Microsoft Word, I did some color adjustments on the patch to get the lines to be more defined, and I traced it onto monk cloth, which, oh god, that was adventures in fray check. But I embroidered it onto monk cloth, and then I embroidered that. I sewed that then onto the cloak.
Okay.
And those were all taken at St. James Farm.
Okay.
Which that location will show up later as well.
Was everything in more put together?
That was a fun early fall photo shoot.
Was this more of a
That one was
put together over time? Explain on how you made it.
I had all of the red and black stuff already. That's the corset that obviously shows up a lot in my Chandra cosplay. I wear a lot of black already, so I already had the leggings and the shirt. Do I have my gauntlets on? No, I have my old trip gloves in that before I got my gauntlets.
Okay.
But I already had everything from that laying around the house. So the only thing I really had to have done was the cloak.
All right. And then experiences up to how long we've been going with the cosplay stuff. I see that we're getting up to your Balor, and then eventually another Magic Gathering cosplay. At this point,
I'm pretty sure Valor is what a lot of people are waiting to hear about.
Yeah, because at this point, I had known you at this point getting into your Balor cosplay and seeing how you also did your Chandra, you did all that stuff. This was all at the point of Anime Iowa?
That is, can I quickly, well, actually, I don't know where the picture is of us doing Demon and Chandra together.
It's whatever
it's
you, we probably...
But
I'll go ahead quickly.
But my Demon cosplay, actually, go back to that other picture, because that was the first time I did Demon. So the guy in the white shirt laughing is actually Billy Gunn. He dropped by the Too Sweet cosplay booth. That was the first time I wore Demon, and I was terrified of wearing that bra and those shorts, because I had never done such an exposing cosplay in my life.
So at this point, this was your most
and I was
exposed
really scared
one.
of how I was going to look at it. Oh, do you have the picture? You have one of us to see. Oh my God! Can you message that to Austin? Because I know your friend's on Facebook.
No, is he? Because I remember.
No. Actually, message it to me. Message it to me. I'll message it to him.
That one.
No. That's us.
That picture,
that's us doing
guys.
Demon together. I think you're friends with Austin. Can you send that to him real quick so we can splice it in?
I'll be surprised if certain people are friends with me on my social media due to remember I deleted my old one and this is the new one.
Yeah, I'm so happy Justin found this photo. But this one is me and my buddy Chad as, I think it's it.
I don't have Austin.
Send it to me, then I'll send it to him. But that's us doing, I believe it's Tama Tonga and Valor together, who are both part of the Bullet Club.
Yeah.
But Demon, oh God, I say had because thanks to Elimination Chamber, Extreme Rules, and just my body not be able to take the posing anymore.
Yeah.
I decided, where's my phone? Can you find my phone? I decided to retire Demon, but actually that picture with Billy Gunn is the first time I ever wore Demon. The makeup, there's going to be a severe difference in makeup between that photo and then the one of me with Chad. Oh, it's in my lap. Whoops. Just give me 1 sec to message Austin a picture and then I'll continue.
Alright. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start scrolling through some of the photos that you've done here so people can see.
I haven't gotten the picture yet. But let me continue with the demon story. So that original demon makeup was base Ben Nye Clown White, and then all of the color was actually done by using the pointillism technique with eyeshadow.
Oh gosh.
It took about 2 hours to put on. It took about 2 to 2.5 hours to put on. I had got up at 5 o'clock in the morning that day to start my demon makeup.
At this point,
and
this
I
was
think I was in it for about.
Was this
I was
anime?
in it for over 12 hours.
This was at Anime Central, correct?
That one of me and Chad was taken at RamenCon.
Ah.
And that one is actually using a different technique for demon. You can tell the makeup looks much different. It's still the Ben Nye Clown White, but I had makeup pens at that point to make my life much easier. I had trimmed down the amount of time it took to get into demon to about 45 minutes.
There we go.
Between that original makeup and then the one for RamenCon.
So at this point, I knew that you were getting into this cosplay now for your Magic Gathering group.
Yeah, that group never worked out. Yay, I have the picture. Okay, Justin just sent me the picture, so let me send it to you. There we go, I sent it to you. So we can talk about that one last. Because that one is a big regret story.
So that picture I just see that you sent me.
Let's see here.
There's
see. Demon. We'll splice that in last, because that one's actually really special.
Okay, so we got this one right here.
Let's get to, I believe that, what one?
It's the latest one of your Balor.
Okay. Let's get to that one, and then we'll get to the others. But I think that's the last time I wore Balor, too. That's going to be the last time I wore Balor.
And that one being that very specific scene, I could tell that's a C2E2 situation.
And that is a C2E2 situation.
That building's only used for C2E2.
That lighting's only used in C2E2. Okay, there's VN and Alex. There we are. So this is Justin and I at C2E2 2020. This is the last time I wore Balor. I had made both of our coil headpieces. And by the way, if anybody in the audience has worked with 5-year-olds, that's literally what sewing cyber locks on a cloth is. You have so many issues keeping those things in place. And I cannot believe I made 2 of them. I had said after I made Justin's originally, I was done making Balor coils. And then Anime Iowa, then Comic-Con 2018, I got the wild hair up my ass to do Balor myself. And I made a whole nother set of cyber coils for that. But that is actually, this was a dream of mine because Justin did Balor before I did.
Yeah.
And it was a dream to get us both as the demon. And then what isn't pictured is on his back, I did the Balor eye with C2E2 and then sweet on the bottom because that was the tagline the wrestling group was using for C2E2.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun. I regret not getting pictures of his back.
Was that the year I started going back to conventions with all of you, or was that like a slow, I'm coming back, or I vaguely recall...
C2E2 2020. C2E2 2020 was the last con before the world basically stopped.
So yeah, that's when... Oh, I don't know if we hung out too much at C2 2020 because I was the Colonel Sanders at that convention.
We didn't. I didn't even see you. I was too busy freezing my ass off in Demon.
It was cold.
It was so cold in that convention center.
That was where I had to go
so
to the
cold.
emergency room on the first day.
Repeat of Anime Iowa much?
No. Well, no. That was alcohol. This one was, I actually went into, I couldn't sweat. I was overheating to the point of needing to get, penicillin in my body to start getting me sweating.
Holy crap, dude.
Yeah, and there's certain
The
individuals.
things we do for our art, right?
Yeah, there's certain individuals I don't
The
talk
things we
to
do.
anymore, just due to that incident that weren't helping me. And you know Anthony, right? Bless his heart, he helped me.
Nice.
He was in his Poison Ivy cosplay that year on day 1, and that was actually quite enjoyable. But I'm just like, as soon as you walked outside with how hot it was inside, it was immediate shock. So, at this point though, into the cosplay history, as to what you were all making, what were you doing, what type of conventions were you all going to, what do you have planned now?
Like I said, this was the last con before the world stopped.
Yeah, for a lot of
us. As for what I'm up to now, I have a very, very, very long-term project I'm working on. Let me see if I can find the sketchbook. Crap, the sketchbook is actually under my table at the moment. There it is. I don't know if people can see this, but it says the Chernobog book.
Chernobog!
I am going to be taking on, at some point, by the time Fantasia turns 85 now, I believe is the new goal.
Oh gosh.
I'm going to be taking on doing Chernobog from Disney's Fantasia.
Nice. Very nice. That's going to be a very hard... Hey, if you're going to start doing wings, let me know. I'm trying to get Beelzemon's wings made.
H-A-L-P when it comes to wings.
H-E-L-P, please. So at this point, I do remember you said you were doing 2 different versions. You had an older version of your Magic Gathering cosplay. If I remember, it was this one, and then you went into a more updated version, I think was this one right here, correct?
That is Nahiri. And sadly, that sword got broken. I need to have Jax repair it.
Oof.
But that's actually at Starved Rock. It was like that was over Memorial Day weekend, I think. God, what year did I move in the condo? That was Memorial Day weekend 2018. It was hot as balls out.
And you had all that makeup?
I'm hiking the trail of Starved Rock up and down all those stairs and those hills in my full Nahiri cosplay with all the makeup on and a wig. I'm freaking dying. I'm hiking and photo shooting at the same time. But I love this picture because I love the edit I did with Irma Cool just lurking in the background and then the tendrils coming in the front.
Yeah, no, Starved Rock.
I really love that edit.
I gotta say, Starved Rock is an amazing place to go for photo shoots left and right. If you like rock climbing too, you could do that, but I say always in caution, please be careful.
I put all my trust into my Clark's boots.
There you go.
And those things did not fail me.
That's good to
hear. But you can also see the fact that I'm pretty taped up. I think I was still coming off of ASEN at that point. So I was still pretty KT taped up from Balor.
Oof.
Because that cosplay killed my shoulders and my knees.
It just looks like the mighty grasp of, I got this! Let's do!
Yep.
And then on top of that, with us going on to the next cosplay, what's with the martial arts type cosplay was this? Was this like a Widowmaker?
That is Becky Lynch from WWE.
Okay, yeah, because you really went full into a lot of wrestling cosplays at the time when you were telling me.
Over the history of wrestling cosplay, I've done about, let me see here, I did Bayley, I did Becky Lynch, I did Demon Balor, obviously. From AEW, I've done Darby Allin, and then I did the NXT version of Nikki Cross for 2019 C2E2.
At this point, do we just call it regular clothes at this point when we're always cosplaying back then?
Well, you should recognize that corset. That's the one I actually had on for Nahiri. And when I did that, I was so lucky the braids covered it. But if you look really closely at the neckline, like you super zoom it in, you could actually see white makeup on like the neckline and the shoulders of that corset.
Oh yeah, no, I can see it right here.
I abuse my cosplay stuff so much.
Hey, we got to get full use out of everything, though. You know that.
Oh yeah, and there's those same Clark's boots that I've gone through 3 pairs of.
And then I know at this point, there was the time where you even had commissioned me for the Keyblade. I'm just like kind of wondering.
I sadly couldn't find any of the photos of me with the Keyblade, and I tried to get in touch with the photographer, and I couldn't get in touch with him.
Right, because at this point you got into your Fantasia cosplay with the Balrog Keyblade shortly after. I was like, oh god.
Oh, that Keyblade is my child. I love that Keyblade. Alright, let's get into it. So at this point, Kingdom Hearts is still, like, at this point I had come back into Kingdom Hearts a bit, but I hadn't done, like, professional photos, and there it is.
This was at the time we were getting Kingdom Hearts 3 was almost on the horizon for us, or was it already out at this point?
Actually, wait, whoa. Go back to the Kingdom Hearts one of me with the book first, before we go to the one of me standing.
The book. What book?
Yeah, there's one with the book where you can, like, see my eyes really brightly. I should have sent you that one before I sent the Turnabout ones. Not that one yet. That one's sweet. But there's a few ones down from that in the going towards the last ones I sent you.
All right, let's see if I can find it. Ah, there we go. Here we are.
There's one of me with the Loveless book.
There we go.
There's one of me with the Loveless book. Go to the one of me with a book.
I did.
That's actually
I did.
Premiered Kingdom
I did.
Okay. It lagged a little, so I'm sorry.
So at the point of you having this Loveless book, do you want to go ahead and explain what's with the Loveless book?
Well, my OC is the little sister of, like, Genesis, Sephiroth, and Angeal. And she's really close to Genesis. I'm still waiting for the picture to go back to the one with the book. I think this is when they're going to.
Oh, don't worry. Go ahead and keep on talking about it.
There it is. That is from 2017. That is from the year I went back to Kingdom Hearts. It was a 5-year hiatus. And, oh god, you can still see my Nahiri makeup on that tank top. God, that's my Nahiri.
Ignoring this. Here, guys, can we get a zoom in on this? Hold on.
I'm sorry. But that's from the year I actually re-premiered Kingdom Hearts. And Justin was there for this. That year's WrestleMania, John Cena called The Undertaker out. And I made a promise to myself that if Undertaker actually showed up at WrestleMania, because I loved the promo that Cena cut where he went, "You're not too old, you're not washed up." I absolutely loved, like, that promo actually struck a chord with me, and I was like, I need to come back to Kingdom Hearts. It's time. It's been 5 years. And I'm watching WrestleMania with Justin, a bunch of my friends. We brought my TV to Shisha's. It was the New Orleans WrestleMania. It was a huge party atmosphere. And so Cena gets pranked. Elias came out at first.
Yeah.
And then everything went dark. And at that point, I'm like, oh god, this is gonna happen. And there comes that bell toll from The Undertaker. And I knew immediately what I was gonna do after that WrestleMania. I posted, I think, onto my Facebook that I was gonna come back to Kingdom Hearts. That it was finally gonna happen.
Kingdom Hearts had a lot of mixed reviews and responses at the time as well. When a lot of people were doing cosplay, even I got into VRM Rex cosplay with a certain group as well. When we were all.
3 made me cry.
3 was a good game.
3 made me cry so much. But yeah, no, I came back to Kingdom Hearts, and it just kind of felt like everything was right at that point. So then we go to, remember that first photo from 2012 where I looked very withdrawn?
Yeah.
And very just, like, subdued. And now we're about to come to the one of me standing with the Keyblade. It's right after Becky Lynch.
Yeah, I pulled it back up. So go ahead and describe the coming back into Kingdom Hearts cosplay about that time.
I went in, and I went in hard. Okay, I'm waiting for the picture to call up because...
Oh no, just go ahead and just talk about it. Don't worry about the stream because it will lag.
I went back in hard, and I decided this time it was going to be for good. luckily, Carzine, the cosplay hadn't degraded much over, you know, the 5 years I hadn't worn it. And I love this picture. This picture is such a polar opposite from that one from 2012. I'm standing tall. I'm confident again. I look like I'm in my element. But also with this picture is what you don't see is the fact that my anxiety was physically beating the fuck out of me.
I think.
Oh, hi, Bakugo.
What?
My anxiety was beating the fuck out of me. And that cosplay was so just exhausting to wear because at this time, I'm wearing that same red steel bone under that corset dress. And especially with that keyblade, because that Valpurgis knocked keyblade, it stands toe to tit on me.
Oh yeah.
It is a huge weapon, and I love it. I absolutely love the detail in it too with Chernobog.
And even
it was made by a guy in Italy.
Yeah, with
it was 3D printed by a guy in Italy for me.
With the Keyblade itself, as you said, it stands that tall.
Because there's Bakugo. Sorry, continue. Oh, there's where you can actually see the detail in Valpurgis knocked. That is my profile picture. Is the one of me holding the Keyblade like this. And I love it that a lot of those photos were taken by Aphrodite.
Oh, Aphrodite, bless Aphrodite's heart, honestly.
Phenomenal. Afro is responsible in the newest leg of my cosplay. I'm gonna go the 2020 to 20. Well, actually, I'm gonna go the 2022 era because now it's the 15th year. The 2021 to 2022. Afro has just taken some of the most phenomenal pictures of me in cosplay.
Right.
And I absolutely love them. I'm waiting for the batch from Ampkey to come out. But yep. I love these pictures she got. And then I think we're about to go to the one of me with Bob.
Bob? Oh yeah, no, I can pull that up. Go ahead and just go ahead and talk about it. Because I'll be able to get to the stream pictures easily.
So Bob the Heartless is very special to me. I got him at my first Anime Central. He has come with me to almost every convention since.
True.
He is so
very
beaten up, so worn out. One of his ankles is limp. His antennae are broken.
It's like a Mimikyu at this point.
His back is sewn up. His back is sewn up. He is, at this point, he is frank and heartless.
Yeah, no,
but
honestly.
I love the picture Afro captured of me just kissing Bob because it's so poignant. It's like me, you know, just thanking my best friend for being there for me.
Yeah.
Because, like, that little bugger actually really has.
The amount of times I've seen you with...
if you notice it, his ribbon is actually red in these photos. He used to have a pink ribbon. At Danny's funeral, we all put stuff in a basket to be buried with her, and I actually took Bob's original pink ribbon off and I put it in that basket and I replaced it now with a red ribbon.
Yeah. At this point, I even know how long you've had that Heartless where its eyes are not yellow. It's now turning like to a low tone gray black. This thing has been beaten up left and right.
Bob has seen some shit. And I love him for it.
So yeah, no, let's go ahead and get to some more other questions. We'll come back to the pictures here in a bit. So yeah. What type of future projects do you have in store, just like in general now, what you think you want to do, what you actually have planned, what type of conventions?
Like I said, Jiro is definitely one that I'm having fun with. There are some new band t-shirts and things I want to pick up for her. Chernobog is going to be my big, I want to tackle this project at some point project. I don't really have any upcoming for the short run, do I? I know you have some projects. I know Justin has some projects he wants to take on. But I'm kind of more like, what am I going to get the wild hair up my ass about? I want to redo my Songstress cosplay at some point.
Every little step helps, honestly, when we think about it.
But this time, I think I'm going to end up buying the Songstress cosplay because I cannot sew those tears for the life of me. I tried to restore it for my, I want to say it was my 5th anniversary. No, it wasn't my 5th anniversary. It was my 10th anniversary. I tried to restore it. and I'm still not happy with how it looks, so I might end up buying it at some point. But I wouldn't be doing Len, I'd be doing Una because I got my hair cut.
Yeah, I'd say a lot of hot glue and a lot of sewing. Just keep adding on and it'll stay right there.
But I think like the other reason I want to retire that original Songster's top is because it's a keepsake at this point for me.
It's not a hand-me-down. That's gonna be on the mantle. I'm like, I am proud of this.
Oh no! When I actually retire Kingdom Hearts, I want to have that corset dress like shadow boxed. I want to have it framed.
There you go.
Or I will buy a dress form and permanently just plant it on there with my keyblades around it.
And then other type of things that
and reborn with it.
And then other type of things that you've made. What would you say is the biggest struggle besides the Balor? Because from what the audience has said, Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts. That embroidering that dress. That is a color change embroidery floss. And I am never working with that stuff again. Because continuity was a bitch. Continuity was such a bitch getting that thing ready. And that corset dress has actually gone through, on the top half, a couple rounds of embroidery. It used to have a different swirl on it, and then I wasn't happy with it, so I did a smaller swirl using that color change floss again. And it's another example of one of those things I've said I would never do again, and I did it. And that color change embroidery floss is just like, it made me want to rip my hair out.
It's one of those personal challenges for a lot of people saying, like, I'll never do it, but then it's like, I need to do this.
I need to do this.
So I don't need to do it again.
I'm actually, well, when you look at the bottom of the corset dress, especially the back of it, you can see the embroidery has faded over time. In certain areas, like at the bottom of the corset dress, some of the pleathers, like, worn away. That costume is showing its age.
Oh, yeah.
But where I am, I love that it looks more battle worn at this point. I love that you can tell that there's little age marks on it.
You can always take a paintbrush and take some black dye to touch up the white spots from the makeup.
Luckily, the only like extreme makeup I've ever done for Kingdom Hearts was fake blood.
Hey, fake blood, no
so
blood, some blood.
Show up in black.
It's all good. It's just a bloody mess.
Yeah. Like my hotel room, the first time I ran the fake blood.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, my God. YomaCon 2010, my hotel room looked like a murder scene for about 15 minutes before I cleaned it all up.
And still, people to this day want me to come to that convention. It's always something. It's like Anime Milwaukee with me. I can't come to it, and I really wish I had.
Yoma is an amazing convention. The guy who runs it, Morgan, is a very good friend of Justin and I. I actually met Justin at Yoma.
I know who the guy you're talking about because I don't know if he still works at the mall in that that puzzle store in the mall up there. If he still works there.
I don't know what he does. I don't know what he does outside YomaCon. I know he does a lot of leather working and stuff.
Oh, so he's like, well, the only time I've actually ran across him is
his
when he.
His leather work is phenomenal.
So in other type of
Morgan
skills.
Collins, leather work is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, and other skills that you want to try and pursue on doing, what do you think you have planned on wanting to experiment with or pursue more into?
I really did enjoy helping make my Jiro headphones. I realized painting is a lot of fun.
It is.
So, the funny story with Jiro is that I don't have what is it? I don't have a TikTok, but I see some like TikTok videos on Facebook sometimes. And there's that things in my house that just make sense. Things in my cosplayer house that just make sense. Aux cords hanging from my fan's light fixture, drying.
I stopped doing TikTok myself, and I gotta say, it's just a lot of work anymore to do.
It was aux cords hanging from my light fixture. Like, it just made sense for it, and I loved it.
And then, what other type of conventions do you have planned out for this year and probably next year coming up? As long as we don't get locked down.
For this year, I have, obviously, my 15th anniversary Anime Central coming up. I plan to go to Anime Iowa. I plan to go to the Renaissance Fair again, and I'm also planning to cap off the year with YomaCon.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to maybe do NebraskaCon this year too.
Yeah.
But it falls so close to Yoma, it's one of those I have to see where things fall.
Right. I honestly don't know how well I'm going to be able to go to conventions as well, to be real honest, due to don't have the car anymore. It was totaled.
Oh Jesus, that sucks.
Yeah, so it's kind of put a halt.
You live so far south, it's like almost impossible for people to pick you up.
Actually, no. Train station always works.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, no. And then let's see. What other type of things do you think you're going to be doing for next year as from now?
Next year, I don't know yet. Right now, I'm really trying to focus on the 15th anniversary year and just having fun with it. Yeah. I learned with COVID, just take things year by year.
You really have to, honestly. And I would say, would you agree with the fact of, since COVID, it got us to really slow down on making sure we plan things out a little better, and we're not like,
COVID did the opposite for me. Like, COVID removed me from one of my favorite hobbies, which is cosplay. The day everything locked down and Ren Fair got canceled, ASIN got canceled, everything was getting canceled, I shut the door to my cosplay room, and it was probably one of like the most heartbreaking moments of my adult life.
I would actually say COVID probably affected so many people in the cosplay community. You, I, other people to the degree. It got us to really think about things where.
But then it reminded me of a quote from The Return of the King, actually, of how do you go back to a normal life after so much has happened.
Right.
And I realized I can't live that normal, life of someone. I am a nerd. I am a cosplayer. I am a musician. That is ingrained in me.
Right.
If I just have to focus on work.
Yeah.
My life is just, it doesn't feel like it has meaning. I need other things to work on. I need other things to work towards.
Right, because at the same time, even I know how much you were always working on your cosplay, but did it help lessen the stress at the time to be able to take like a break, to have time to breathe, rethink how you wanted to approach a lot of stuff? Even I'm thinking now, I'm going to start asking people, how did COVID affect your cosplay career or lifestyle? How did COVID fully affect you to be able to do other things besides doing cosplay and then going back to it?
I actually got to focus on doing more photo shoots. Okay. I did that photo shoot in 2020 with Carzine celebrating the Chernobyl Keyblade. I also did some shoots, some pictures of Reborn by Fate, which looked really good. But then I was able to also focus on, the photo shoots in 2021 I did at UIC and some other ones. And it was nice just to kind of get to do things on my terms. It also made me realize when I was planning my lineup for Amp Key that my Kingdom Hearts cosplay is going to become a very, select convention, Kingdom Hearts photo shoot required cosplay because of just all the components now that go into it.
Yeah. Even with, how, wouldn't you agree? You know me as to always done cosplay commissions, and you saw how much I withdrew everything. I couldn't do stuff. There was no money into making at that point. Mm-hmm. It honestly it was scary times. Welcome to the Dark Ages.
And the Dark Ages are still worse.
Yeah, and then on top of that, how was the whole being able to interact with people during that time, during COVID, for your cosplay stuff, with photo shoots or not photo shoots included? Were you able to do a whole lot?
Well, luckily during COVID, Justin had actually moved in with me in January of 2020. So I wasn't always alone. Yeah. I didn't interact a whole lot with people during COVID. I just kind of withdrew. But actually, I'm going to try to move the camera. I got to switch to Facebook. But actually, this man moving in with me probably saved my sanity during COVID.
I came and visited you guys once around his birthday, right? Of 2020?
You came and visited us. You visited us on his birthday, and we went to round 1.
Yeah, I remember. It was like you had the Starscreen present from, was it Senna's mom, correct?
I believe. No, that was actually from me.
Oh, okay.
Starscream was from me. My mom doesn't really buy nerdy shit.
All right.
Even though she has bailed my butt out on a few cosplay emergencies. She has bailed my happy butt out.
And then...
Mom, I need more red eyeshadow. Mom, I need new dance shorts. Mom!
We're always going to need our parents till the day they die. We already know that.
Yeah.
Bless their hearts for putting up with us.
Oh my god. Bless my mother for putting up with my insanity. First with music, then with conventioning, and just everything else.
I'd say a lot of
my
our...
mom for putting up with me being a maniac.
There's a lot of parents I do see that, you know, they're like, what are you doing? It's always that face.
Like in public, she doesn't support my cosplaying, but I'm going to get to this when we get to the Jiro pictures. There's a part 2 to that.
Yes.
When we get to Jiro, but let's continue with the photos too.
All right.
But COVID, like, I got invited by a friend to go to Ponyville Cider Fest.
Honestly, I need to go
and
to that.
I wore a lot of Ren Fair gear at that, but it was also my first convention running Kingdom Hearts again after COVID. And oh god, I was out of practice. Like even Anime in Milwaukee, how long did I sleep yesterday? Like 18 hours almost? I only got up when you made me dinner.
Mm-hmm.
I was so dead after Amkey.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, my endurance is shot.
Dude, it's called getting old. Like straight up.
You're preaching to the choir, dude. I'm 34. All right.
Hey, I'm up in my 30s now too.
So this is obviously me at fair.
Obviously.
I had to slip some of my Ren Fair pictures in. Okay, we'll get to that one later. Because that one is a funny story. Harvey! Oh my god. I am loving these photos. I'm sorry. But let's get back to, I believe we were on Balor and Tamatanga last.
We were going on to these two right here.
The next one should be me in black and red. So let's see that one.
Black and red. I don't see too much red in this one with you with the skeleton face.
It's the one. It's the one actually before it. So it's the one of me in like long sleeves.
Yeah, the thief-looking one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got it pulled up. Go ahead and start talking about it. Like, what got you to do this one?
I love ravens, and it's probably a phoenix motif, but I saw this hauberk at Pendragon. I believe it was Pendragon leather, and I fell in love with it. So a buddy of mine, we saved a lot of pennies up, and the following year, I forgot what year I actually got that. I think that had to be Fair 2018. I believe that was Fair. No, that was Fair 2019 that we bought it because I wanted to use it for fun.
Was this one up in the Wisconsin Ren Fair?
Yeah, that's Bristol. That is home for me.
When you live in Chicago suburb areas, you get to travel to a lot of different states very easily.
Oh my god, yeah. All roads lead to Chicago. Screw all roads lead to Rome. All roads lead to Chicago. But this was actually opening weekend of Fair 2021. I was an emotional mess because it just felt so good coming back.
Yeah.
Can you clean the head? What? It's your turn. You get to clean the hookah head. But it was actually pretty chilly. I think it was like 65 to 70 degrees. It was one of those rare weekends where I got to actually wear the red and black and not die.
Honestly, yeah. It was really, really weird that year with weather.
Oh my god, this fair season was vicious with the heat.
We're talking about like
And
100 degrees.
Yep, that is why I need to get the costume in the next photo.
Let's go to the next one as I have pulled it up.
Yes.
Less clothes.
That is
with the
that
umbrella.
is a rare moment. That is the day I rediscovered pastels are a thing. That picture was taken by the always lovely Lady Anne.
Yes.
You can always trust her to have her camera with her at fair.
Oh, absolutely.
And I've had that parasol for God knows how long, and I was finally able to use it this year. Was that when I got my new skirt, or was that after I got my new skirt?
It was when
It had to be after, because I had the sash on.
Yeah, it was when you got it afterwards. I talk to people.
But
I
I didn't
remember
have-
things.
But, oh, no. That's still my dilapidated 15-year-old Gap skirt, because it's not poofing yet.
Oh, boy.
So I'm still wearing my old silver bolero, too. But that was fair this year as well. And I had to get that outfit out of necessity, because it was just so flipping hot this year.
Oh, I believe it.
I had to go to lighter colors. I had to go to less fabric. I had to have my parasol with me. Like, you can probably tell I'm sunburned in this picture too.
Right, and then we're going to
And
move on
it
to
was
the
just
next
like-
ones here we've got going on at the Ren
Yeah.
Fair. I was going to say, let's go ahead and quickly start
I
going
love
through
that blue.
these. So that way we
I
can...
love that blue, but I gotta give a little shop credit on the blue one. The shirt's from Ophelia.
Yeah,
And I plan to dump way more money with them this year.
right. So
I love their stuff.
let's go ahead and quickly start going through the Ren Fair to get to the end of the pictures here. I do want to try and keep the the interviews a little bit under certain time.
Well, you also know I've been doing this for 15 years. I got some stories.
Right. There's many stories.
That's
It's like,
closing
hey guys.
weekend. That's closing week where once again we lucked out with the weather. I was able to close out fair in my red and black,
Right.
and I loved it. I got that red skirt actually there. You'll see it again in the Chandra picture.
Yeah.
But I fell in love with this red skirt again from Ophelia.
Yeah.
And I loved how the fabric fell. We actually bought that skirt for the Chandra costume.
And I remember
Which is
this was the
me
year
and-
Aphrodite, as Aphrodite actually even took the picture here with the Chandra cosplay that you have
That
on.
was the first picture Afro ever took of me, and I call it the spinny picture.
The spinny
'Cause
spinny
I'm
picture.
wearing Sean. It is. So that whole outfit, except for the red bolero, that whole outfit was compiled literally the day before that photo shoot.
And then with
And
your
I love that picture, but after that picture was taken, I fell over. I was so dizzy, I literally fell over my own feet.
and then with
I
the
love how
Zelda,
fun and carefree I look.
I'm just like, it looks like the Zelda Breath of the Wild pregnant dress right here.
Oh, thanks. Oh, thanks.
But no,
What
with
are we on, the
this.
white dress?
So with this cosplay right here with the white dress, what was this from?
That is Haruhi Fujioka's finale dress from Oran Host Club, and that was once again taken at St. James. A couple horses from Donata's stable were visiting, so we got these beautiful pictures of me with the horse. And I absolutely love horses. I love horseback riding.
Yeah.
So we had to get these pictures. But actually, you're saying that's the pregnant dress. That's the one thing I hate about the Napoleonic era / Regency dresses, is that there is no way you're not going to look pregnant in those dresses.
Absolutely
But
not.
I absolutely loved that dress. I did a brief stint of reenacting Napoleonics. I left because of just depression and anxiety just getting the best of me.
Yeah.
But I absolutely love that white Swiss dot dress. It is so light, it is so airy. Once I get that dress dry cleaned, I plan to bring back Haruhi. But I screwed with my mother so bad. She thought I had actually gotten my hair cut in that pixie cut, because that wig looks so much like my natural hair.
Yeah. And then
That it looks almost scary. I love those horse pictures though. I really do wish I could.
and then we got the Chandra.
That is Pirate Weekend at Bristol one year. I forgot what year it is, but I actually have a print of that photo on display at my condo. And that was another one. It was hot as balls that weekend. And here I am, full steel bone, white shirt, red shirt over it.
You complained to me a lot about the heat that
Wig.
year.
Skirt, short wigs, goggles that are cutting off the circulation to my skull.
Oh,
But
you're just
love
missing the
this
pointy
picture.
ears, man.
I believe this one was taken by Brian Schultz,
Okay.
who is a phenomenal photographer at Bristol.
And then let's go ahead and here's another Aphrodite Charlotte with your Genos cosplay. Genesis. Okay.
Yep.
Sega?
Genesis from Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core.
There was a lot of things, honestly, when it came to a lot of the Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy cosplay community. It was really hard to keep up with a lot of things because everybody was just like, we gotta do this, we gotta do that. And I'm like, hold on!
Meanwhile, here I am cosplaying from a game from 2008. I'm about a decade behind.
And then we're gonna go ahead and move to the skeleton with the demon face.
I didn't even see my Genesis. So that skeleton face one has a story behind it too. I couldn't find. Is that the first? Oh no, that one's Papa. That one's actually Papa 3 from the band Ghost.
Okay.
That was a one-time cosplay because I had to rip that patch off, and sadly that patch was so fragile it ripped in half.
Ooh,
but I had to get
sad.
that patch off the vest for another costume.
And if I see
but
correctly, this was
I loved cosplaying Papa.
This was back in 2019, as it says right here, and it was the
That
UMO.
is at Uchicon.
Ah.
That is at Uchicon.
Uchicon.
And I loved getting to run Papa. Once again, there are those same Clark's boots. That was another cosplay that was hot. Because I had on a tank top under the turtleneck. I had the turtleneck, I had a blazer, and then I had my overdress.
Right. You tell me what's hot. You remember when I dressed in full black assassin looking everything?
I told you.
Yeah.
I told you were nuts for that.
I know, but that was 5 layers of awesomeness right there.
Do I get to give you an I told you so, though?
Yeah,
Do
you
I
did.
get to give you an I told you so?
That was the one I went to the hospital.
So.
I went to the hospital for that one.
I fucking told you so, dude.
If it was as cold as it was outside as it was inside, oh, I would have been absolutely fine.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah.
I told you to be careful.
And then I see you got the new purple wig going on here, Ghost in the Shell wrestler.
There it is. There is Jiro. There is Jiro from My Hero Academia because, so originally I had no intention of ever getting into My Hero Academia.
I'm heading that way as well.
I was done. I thought I was done with the Shonen Jump, cosplays after my phase with Naruto and Bleach.
You gotta start getting into One Piece!
Oh my god, bloody pirates. No, but, so Justin kind of bribed me into watching My Hero Academia because he was like, Mary, Godzilla shows up.
He does actually.
In the second movie, yes. So he bribed me, and then I actually started watching this show, and I fell in love with Jiro.
Oh no, she's up your alley.
Much like I am.
She's up your alley, honestly.
Much like I am, and I had so much fun with it. I don't think I have any intention of getting her actual canon outfit.
No.
Because I have so much music and so many band shirts.
This is Jiro as an adult, folks. This is Jiro as a freaking adult.
This is Jiro doing what you're not supposed to do as a singer. Have coffee and have chocolate.
But you have to. You can't do it without it. It's the day after Valentine's. Why do you think I have boxes of chocolate right now?
Because it coats your throat, and it actually re-moistens your throat to an extent if you do it in moderation.
Yep. Hey,
so there I am with the bag of M&Ms.
And that's why it's like, yo, Russell Stover stuff.
But no, there's me just having fun and goofing off. Afro actually got some really good pictures of me and Jiro. I'm still waiting for those to come out.
Okay.
So these are all just candid, goofy selfies.
Yeah. But all right, with all the pictures there, as to
actually with Jiro, you were asking what was it like coming back to cons in 2022, and what was it like post COVID?
Yeah.
I have never ever had that much fun in a cosplay than I have in Jiro.
Right.
Over 15 years, I have never hung out with so many awesome people. I have never had so much fun at a photo shoot. I had a blast, and I felt like myself because I'm literally wearing clothing from my own wardrobe. Like, I didn't buy any of that just for Jiro. I bought that all really to be me. So I really felt like myself again.
Would you say that with the whole returning, and do you think that we're having a lapse of what we used to do a whole lot of by going to panels, doing photo shoots, like a lot of things when we first got into cosplay conventions for, and we all digressed, slowly stopped doing it because we were too cool for that. Oh, it's too much work, but we're realizing the fact we're missing out on so much fun.
I honestly, like, I went back into Amkey like I used to with all my other cons. I went in, I did photo shooting, I hung out with people, I drank.
We connected.
Not profusely.
I don't know what profusely is.
Hanging out.
After 10 tequila sunrises.
It was a great... Actually, more like beer. Beer is my poison of choice.
Ew. Ew. Unless it's Kieran Ichiban. Ew.
Dude, I'm taking you to the Mars Cheese Castle sometime, and I'm changing your opinion of beer.
I really hate beer.
There's a good one I tried there. It was a pear cider that was just delicious.
See, cider's different. Cider's a whole different ballpark. Cider, you can get any cider from me and I'll drink it.
I know we had one more Skullface cosplay picture that I had sent you. And that one actually has a really cool story behind it, if we could pull that one up.
I pulled up everything that you sent me.
I swear I'd sent you one of me as Darby.
Darby? You mean this one? The one that you kind of went over? This one?
Let me see.
The one where you're going like this?
Yes! Can you pull that one up?
Yeah, it's pulled up.
That one actually was probably the coolest story I ever had at a convention. So that picture was taken at RamenCon, but I had premiered that cosplay at StarCast, which happened before the, I believe it was All Out show for All Elite Pro Wrestling. And I got to go to the Darby Allin meet and greet. Now he's gone way over now. Like, everybody loves him. But he was still kind of up and coming at that point. And I saw him during, I forgot which pay-per-view it was. It was right after ASEN. And I looked at him and I'm like, I'm a cosplay him. So I did for StarCast. And so this guy comes, I'm hanging out in the courtyard with some people. And this guy comes up and takes a picture of me. He's like, oh my God, your cosplay is Darby. He's here. He's got to see this. And I didn't realize it at that point, but I think that was actually Darby's dad or something.
Oh.
Because I go to the meet and greet, and Darby's like, holy crap, there is someone cosplaying as me. So I was the first ever cosplayer Darby Allin ever met of himself.
So there is actually some questions due to the cosplay community when wrestling first started being seen more at anime conventions, not wrestling things. From when people started doing that in your experience to now, how has it evolved from when it first started? Because there's a lot of people that were thrown off by wrestling cosplayers from many years ago to now it's a little bit more of a norm. But it's one of those things, it's like, how did wrestling get into cosplay?
Cough, cough, Steve-O, cough, cough. Cough, cough, Andrew Mann, cough, cough.
Hello, Daddy.
Cough, cough, too sweet cosplay, cough, cough. But I've done the wrestling shoot, and depending on the mask mandates, I might come to it as Darby again. But the Too Sweet shoot was actually fairly small in 2017. And it wasn't very physical either at that point. And then it just kind of blew up in 2018 into 2019, and then, everything kind of stopped. But it's a very, like, for people who just are like, oh, they're just wrestling cosplayers, it is a grueling photo shoot to put Sunday of a con.
honestly, with what I
is
see, that
grueling.
people may just say they're wrestling cosplayers. No, even the fact that how much they've got to know about each of these wrestlers that they're talking about, it's a community and family of itself with wear and tears here and there. Like any, you could even pull out Homestuck. You don't see much of it, but hey.
Actually, one funny story I have from the wrestling cosplays. Actually, a lot of wrestlers are nerds. If
Yeah.
you look at some of their ring gear, it's anime.
Oh, I know.
What did, was it Zelina? Sasha Banks did Sailor Moon. Zelina Vega did a perfect Madoka Uchiha recently.
Oh, I gotta see
Finn
that
Balor's
later.
in
I
the
gotta
game.
see that later. I gotta see that later so much. And
Dude,
you
it is phenomenal.
you want to know what
Finn
the
Balor's even done Venom at one point for his early demon makeup. It was very inspired by Venom.
there was a lot of things that went on.
A lot of wrestlers are actually like anime nerds and just nerds in general.
Yeah. Did you know? I don't think I told you this, but at the time when I was living in Urbana and stuff with ex-roommate, there was a ton of wrestlers who came and visited her because she, you know, knew a lot of them. So I worked on a lot of people that came through chiropractor level of the wrestling community, of AEW.
Oh, no, you should.
Just a
I
lot.
love AEW. Those guys are so nice.
Because they know how
Like,
we relate.
Actually, what's funny is that first Comic-Con I ever ran Demon at, I got a tooth actually super kicked out. Ezra had I was showing off that I could still kick pretty well for someone who's been out of Irish dancing for, nigh almost 20 years. I could still, well, not 20 years, like it's now been 20 years, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I actually ended up getting a tooth kicked out. I'm going to be getting it implanted soon, so I'm going to lose the gap. But I went to Comic-Con 2019, and Chad and I paid for Kenny Omega, but I was bullshitting with the Young Bucks, and I told them I got a tooth kicked out. And they're like, holy crap, you got a tooth kicked out, really? I'm like, yeah, and I show them the gap, and they're like, Kenny, we gotta get in on the photo with these guys. She got a tooth kicked out. So we got the Young Bucks in on the picture for free because Ezra had kicked one of my teeth out.
Oh my gosh.
But no, like, wrestling cosplay, it is absolutely just the posing, the posing of fights and things. It is grueling. Like, there are reasons I am so KT taped up when I did like the demon.
Right.
It was nuts.
It's crazy even if.
And just getting that makeup on Sunday morning of ASEN it had to be a well-timed machine because you have to check out of your room. You have to get me in demon in time. We actually had me under like 3 umbrellas because it was raining.
Oh God, no!
It
That's
was
why you take the walkways, regardless if it takes 30 minutes.
We were in DoubleTree, so we didn't have the luxury of the walkway.
Oh no, that's hey guys, cover me.
Yeah, that was hey guys, we need to figure out how to get me to the Stevenson without getting me wet.
A lot of got to be hairspray.
Oh, it was a lot of the sealer I use is, I believe it's the all-nighter one. I forgot what the brand is. It's all-nighter though.
You know,
I know that's all-nighter.
Craziest Sealant
That was the
story.
sealer that I was like, that was the sealer I was best friends with in Balor.
You ready for this part? Craziest sealer story, because I couldn't let anything actually let off. And it was just cold, it was rainy, it was the shittiest weather at ASEN one year, and we had no walkways. Oh God, don't remind me of that. I had used Plastidip to cover because it would protect it from rain.
Oh God.
Getting it off was not fun.
Getting Demon off is a 2-person operation.
Oh, absolutely.
I could get Demon on my own fine, but getting it off of me, just making, like, the day after I run Demon, there is black literally still in my hairline.
That's where you go in and take a scrub brush next to the toilet bowl.
Practically.
You take the toilet bowl scrubber and you just go, ah! We've all done it. We know we have. We'll never admit it, but in all truth, we'll do something.
That was one of the things I used to remove my demon makeup. Actually, was soft scrub. When I did the eyeshadow version, that was literally the only thing that would take the fucking crap off.
Or
soft scrub kitchen cleaner.
Or the fact of like a lot of Dawn dish soap.
Yep. We've all had to use kitchen products to get our makeup off.
Oh my god. Tell me about it when I used to do Homestuck Gamzee Makara. I was gray everywhere. I did Aqueous too, and oh my god.
Homestuckers are honestly the reason, like, when I come out in Demon, like, some hotel people just turn white.
Oh yeah.
Because they're just terrified of that makeup. And I'm like, don't worry, I sealed, I'm fine, I know what I'm doing.
Right, no. It was almost paint got banned due to a lot of... Back then, we're talking about Ryan Koff conventions. Yuck, we know. He's disgusting.
Yeah. We're talking about, like, I believe it was, like, the 2012 era was when Homestuck was huge. It was, like, 2012 to 2014.
You had...
When those little gray people were, like, a fucking plague. I know some Homestuckers. I know some people who've done Homestuckers. They are great friends. But they know my opinion of the younger, less experienced ones, who that was like their first adventure in cosplay.
And it was...
Don't ever let your first adventure in cosplay be something that includes like full body paint, unless you have, you know, a mentor teaching you that sealer is your best friend.
Don't use baby powder. Do not use baby powder unless you're white paint, then cool, but you're gonna still need a hairspray your shit down.
Well, I mean, like I said, I believe it might be Urban Decay that did my all-nighter.
Yeah.
That stuff holds up. That stuff holds up well.
And then if you
like,
use sealer primer.
I put my demon through hell.
So if
I never really used much primer putting my demon on. I just went right in with the Ben Nye and the makeup pens.
Yeah.
And it seemed to work pretty well. So.
The easier and cheaper routes we can go, the better.
I actually don't sweat much in cosplay, so I didn't have to worry about my makeup running or anything. I lucked out with genetics. I actually lucked out.
It's one of those, you know me, I would have to actually go in and get the makeup and go to the cosplay photo shoot immediately back then. Because other than that, yeah. I would be like...
But now with like my Kingdom Hearts cosplay, I'm like, I'm gonna be wearing that very sparingly because it's getting up there in years. It's a very hot cosplay now because I have a tank top, I have the steel bone, and then I have the corset dress on over.
Why do you think I just do this now? I just wear that with the hood.
That is so pretty. That is so pretty.
Hand painted by myself, thank you. But as to how long have we known each other at this point? It was first time I went to Anime Iowa and got shit-faced.
I didn't get shit-faced. You got shit-faced.
I got shit-faced because I didn't eat. But you were drinking tea.
That was Anime Iowa, I believe, 2017, because I was hiding from fanboys, because people had loved my Nahiri, and then they loved my Demon Chandra so much that I had to hide.
And that's where...
In Phil's Jade Dragon tea room, I was practically hiding under a table.
I came in there because, like, ooh, tea! And then I saw you there. I was just like, hey, how you doing, boo? And I was, at that time, too, even I was just like, I'm letting you chill, but, like, I'm always that person
like,
people
there's
come...
a Chandra hiding under a table.
I'm just like this.
Why?
What's up?
Yeah, because you saw like Doc Martens peeking out from behind.
And honestly, a lot of people didn't really come to. We had Uncle Iro in the Earth.
Phil.
Yeah, Phil. He doesn't really do the tea room too much anymore. I noticed.
Well, I believe he's probably gonna bring it back to Anime Iowa if we are able to get the room parties going for that one.
Oh, you missed out, honestly, last year. I was staffing last year.
I could not afford it.
But
2020 just ruined.
No. 2020. You were even telling me at the fact of you were financially under certain situations of you know coming
honestly,
back.
Last year, honestly, as far as my biggest cosplay regret last year goes, I regret not going to Anime Iowa, but at the same time, I don't, because I'm very nocturnal at that con. Like, I may not rave anymore, but I love hanging out on the patio. I love doing all the stuff.
Oh, it was big. It was big out there.
Everything just, like, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be bigger this year because COVID's calming down. We're all getting vaccinated, all that stuff.
Yeah, actually, I was bartending a little bit here and there
I
at
rolled up
Anime
my
Iowa.
sleeve for the sake of cosplay, so
I'm
quite happy with that.
This is all I wore for cosplay at Anime Iowa because I was staffed, and I was like, I'm not gonna be in full cosplay staffing.
I'm excited about Anime Iowa because I realized with Jiro, I'm like, I can wear like capri leggings or even shorts and a tank top with this cosplay.
I know.
I can be comfortable.
Anime Iowa is one of those conventions where we go, we have fun. It doesn't matter, just enjoy it.
It is hot. The con smells like bug spray and Febreze.
Actually,
but there's just
it was not super.
Something.
It was honestly not super hot this past year at Anime Iowa. It was comfortable.
Watch this year be just brutal.
Bleh!
Watch the year come back be brutal.
Yeah, honestly.
But it's like I'm looking forward to going back to Coralville this year. I went one year when it was in Des Moines.
No,
it
biggest
bad,
regret. It was the biggest regret that they had. They hate the staff.
But it honestly, I tried to make the best of it, but it felt like Anime Central, Youmacon, OhioCon, Anime Milwaukee, which I hadn't gone to yet at that point. It felt like just another urban city con.
Yeah.
And I have been to at that point a ton of them.
Right. Honestly,
it didn't have.
Ty was there.
That same charm.
Ty was there. Ryu was there. I was there. We had all the big party people.
A lot of the regulars were there.
Yeah.
A lot of the regulars were there, but it was like, it didn't feel like our con. It didn't feel like Anime Iowa. It didn't feel like the AI that I'd gone to,
Yeah,
as
no.
much as I could since 2012.
And you already heard why I didn't go, because it was going to be so much farther away. It was just not worth going.
Dude, I went with a buddy of mine who doesn't drive. I did that 5-hour drive on my own.
Woo, sheesh.
Oh my god, I was almost dead at the wheel when I got home.
We can discuss more of the
Des Moines year, the day before I left for Anime Iowa, was the day I moved into my condo.
I remember that because you invited me coming up and like, hey, Austin, come take a look. I'm like, okay, I'll try my best.
I had packing and I had unpacking at the same exact time. And I remember I sliced my foot open on the lid of my container that night getting ready for AI.
Also, here's another question in the cosplay community versus regular community of, no, hey, it's a day-to-day job life type thing. As to what we see now into the dating, people are going to wonder, into the dating life of cosplayers, it's always complicated. We all know that. But as to who we meet, we have better chances, would you agree? Better chances to meet people, not just in common interests, but better best friends in relations.
I've dated, since starting to cosplay,
I've lost track.
Normal people. And I honestly gotta say it, they don't understand fully, the fact that they have to be willing to sometimes take a back seat to your ambition. Justin once bought me a book bag that I used as a prop for Jiro that says "Music is my first love."
Right.
And you have to be willing to deal with, especially because I'm a double whammy.
Yeah.
I'm a musician. I'm starting church choir on Wednesday, and then I'm a double whammy because I'm a musician and I'm a cosplayer, and I'm a Rennie. You have to be willing to just deal with the fact that my hobbies are almost like a second job. I just don't get paid for it.
I do agree with that. And at the same time, you got to think where people come from now in these days, where I even recite a good phrase for people to realize if somebody's not willing to I will not give my dreams up for anybody. Family.
I won't.
Friends.
I won't.
Associates. Business partners. It's straight up, I'm going full out. If you can't support this, I can't be with you.
I will not give up my dreams. I will not give up my ambitions. Yeah, I meant to have Chernobog done this year. But I meant to have it done in 2020 for the 80th anniversary.
Yeah.
But obviously COVID happened. Thanks, COVID.
No, COVID was fucking us at 2018.
But then the physical toll, just my anxiety kicking up again. I felt, even in that Kingdom Hearts photo where I'm standing proud and tall.
Yeah.
my anxiety was kicking my ass because almost every day, just waves of nausea.
It was dark times. It was dark times. Even you know my dark times, Senna.
Yeah, and luckily I'm on meds now. I'm seeing my psychiatrist regularly and all that. But it's like I have to not just recover mentally, I have to recover physically because just all that nausea it kicked my ass. I never threw up or had like that kind of level of panic attack, thank God. But just the amount of just stamina I lost.
Right.
I was almost in a constant state of fatigue.
Well, if you think about it too.
It's also why at AMP I didn't run Kingdom Hearts, not just because there wasn't a photo shoot. I would have only been in it for about an hour. I didn't have the strength to get into that costume.
Back in my day, I used to cosplay 20 things all 3 days because of photo shoots.
I cannot.
I can't do it anymore.
I cannot with cosplayers who do that all the time. It's like
we don't have the energy to do it anymore. We don't have the mental fortitude for it anymore. If we do, guess what? That's a one-time deal with.
I've had a few cons where I'm just.
Let's go. Get out of my way. I am glorious right now, girl.
We're like you have such a time crunch. You're getting to your hotel room and your clothing's just following you because you had to change that quickly.
And you know what the scariest thing now, as to we would always want to try and make sure to get as many people in the hotel rooms anymore. Now I'm like this. Nope, I'm good by myself. I got too much shit going on.
Like, I think my maximum now. Like I think one year, if Justin's like, hey Justin, how many do we have that one year at YomaCon? The year I had the meltdown.
Too many.
People in our room. Wasn't it like 8?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It was 8 people. And I just it stressed me out so much. I had like the biggest meltdown because of it. It was just nuts. But now though.
We can't deal with that shit anymore.
I either want to be, like, I think my maximum amount of people now for cons will be like 4, maybe 5.
5 is pushing it for some people because from certain conventions I have
an air mattress, so everybody can sleep comfortably.
Yeah.
But it's like
it's
4, 5 maximum.
And at the same time, it's like you need a double bedroom type. Like, no, hotel, I need your biggest room you got that's not a penthouse. Because I already know we're going to need.
AMP, our room, we had 2 double beds.
Cool.
So
sheesh.
No one was really able to share beds.
Oof. That's big.
I got my own bed with my Armada of plushies that I actually acquired more at AMP Key. But I got those small ones. They
take so much room, though.
I'm obsessed with this plushie's head, by the way, because it's blocked.
Crow?
So it's so freaking soft.
Crow?
But, Tokoyami from My Hero Academia.
I just call him Crow, because everybody knows what... I'm like, Bird Boy, Crow, get over here!
Somebody called him at the photo shoot, too, as Bird Boy, get your ass in here.
Well, what else you gonna... scary black looking thing, get over here. No, you're gonna say, Bird Boy, get over here. Shadow Boy, get over here!
I love how my Tokoyami plushie has a look of I'm constantly judging you. But no, his head is just like, it's so nicely textured that it's just like wonderful to run my hands through.
Right, and then here's another good question there's another good question to be asking for people that are going to be in these interviews. As to when you first approached to now, how much shits did you give back then to being taking everything so serious? Everything had to be like this, that, you know, from X, Y, and Z to how laxed and relaxed are you?
Jiro was a bit of a culture shock for me. I, like, my Kingdom Hearts OC, a lot of people expect that one to be the costume I can have the most fun in. No. I created that character to be very battle-worn, very stoic. The Kingdom Hearts 3 version of her, she's been through a lot of shit. And by the time 3 came out, so had I.
Yeah.
So, once again, very serious character. Genesis, very serious. You know, Bleach, I did a lot of Hinamori Momo, so once again, very serious. Sakura, a lot of fight poses. You know, not so much I can goof around in because everybody wanted me to just, you know, look like One Girl Revolution. Becky Lynch, at the time when I ran Becky Lynch, she was a heel, so I had to look very, you know, heel-like.
Bad bitch energy, pretty much.
A lot of bad bitch energy, yes. Senna, I kind of got to goof around in, but she's a very kind of tragic character, so I couldn't goof around too much.
Yeah.
And then, like, Len, I didn't know what I was doing at that time, so I wasn't really able to goof around too much in front of the camera.
There's those certain cosplays that you just can't fuck around.
And then came Jiro.
It's like, hey, I need to relax my tits.
I wasn't expecting just the polar opposite. Jiro and the groups I was with from My Hero Academia, by the way, if any of them are watching, if any of the cosplayers from My Hero Academia from AmpK are watching, you guys were amazing.
Hey,
and I learned a very valuable lesson at the photo shoot and hanging out with everybody. I had fun. I actually got to really cut loose and have fun.
That's how it was when it was Homestuck for us.
It was absolutely spectacular. It was something I needed for 15 years. It recharged my batteries. It's made me want to go, okay, you know what? I want to have fun again.
Would you say
I actually have fun in cosplay?
What was your?
Like I had fun in Chandra, but since there weren't a lot of Magic the Gathering cosplayers to meet up with.
Yeah.
Aside from the ones I shanghaied.
Yeah.
We all know how that turned out.
That's not for this stream to know about, but yes.
You know who you are. That's all I will say. But
what's your opinion on the My Hero?
I wasn't a big fucker on cosplay either.
What's your opinion, like, before and after My Hero? As to me, I thought, you know, oh man, it's childish stuff I see. They're fucking pairing everybody. Oh, these two go together. Ship this, ship that. Oh my god, leave me alone.
I ship Jiro and Kaminari. I do ship Jiro and Kaminari.
So, what's your opinion before and after with the My Hero Academia community?
I'm really glad I got into that fandom. Like, I know, like, all fandoms, it probably has its drama, but these are a lot of cosplayers who I realize, like, it doesn't matter your age. Like, they all just really want to have fun. Like, I met people who was, like, you know, they were old hats at cosplaying.
Yeah.
And then I also met people who were just starting. And they were all just surprised I had been in this for 15 years. There was actually one guy, he tried to start shit because he had overheard that I was in my 30s. He's like, oh, you're in your 30s, you're cosplaying as a high schooler. You know, she's like over half your age. Isn't that weird? And I'm like, I'm cosplaying a musician. I am a musician. So I have my Lincoln Center Performative Pass as one of my little hidden accessories for Jiro. So I handed to this guy, I'm like, here's my resume. And he just shut up.
Those are...
He was like, okay, this chick's the real deal. And actually, one of the other fun things I got to do as Jiro was Friday of AmpK, there was like a sea shanty meetup at one of the bars.
Yeah.
And I got to sing in cosplay again. That hadn't happened for a long time. So it was really fun getting to sing it. It's actually one of the reasons my voice is hoarse. But it was so much fun getting to sing again.
Oh, you know, I can't karaoke to save my life, but I'll go out there and have a blast. I'll be like, I don't care, out of the way, girls!
But it was a lot of fun getting to sing and be the character who sings, too.
Yeah.
Because I knew after I watched the episode where you see Jiro perform with her classmates and everything, I'm like, I looked at Justin literally like a minute after watching the episode. I'm like, I'm going to cosplay this girl.
Right.
I was like, I think I just found my next cosplay, and I'm really glad I did.
And
because, like I said, that the photo shoot at AmpK, I am keyed up and ready for the one at Anime Central.
Yeah.
That one's going to be huge.
Unless somebody...
But
I'd say if somebody wants to come get me, or I come to them to get me to go to conventions, sure, but I don't think I'm going to be able to go to any of this year.
Well, I was going to say, if you help pay for parking, I could probably pick you up if you could find a room for yourself.
Possibly, but with my car being totaled, I don't really think I have any money to spend for anime conventions.
Yeah.
Like, big sad. Oh, well. But as
I mean,
to
it's like,
other type of questions, favorite animes, future things that you think you might want to watch.
I'm gonna sound so stupid saying this because
JoJo.
aside from the Miyazaki movies, I'm going to definitely say My Hero Academia. It launched into my favorites, and it's because of a film thing. The pacing in that anime is so well done. I've read a little bit of the manga. Even in the manga, one of the reasons I didn't really get into My Hero when I really could have, earlier on, I should say better. I was terrified that the pacing was gonna be a la Bleach, Naruto,
Ooh.
DBZ.
We don't need fillers.
Where the fight episodes were almost as long as the season themselves.
No, that's
the same fight.
No, that's uncut Dragon Ball Z. Ah!
10 episodes of pure screaming.
Oh, why are your vocals so good?
It's enough to give our generation of anime fans post-traumatic stress syndrome.
And that's why they
So
cut so much of it out.
Shonen anime that comes out with fight sequences, I'm like, nope, I paid my dues, I'm not doing it this time, nope, this is gonna be stupid.
Actually, there's a lot of animes, if you think about it.
I get into it, and the pacing of the fight sequences, just being about an episode to an episode and a half, blew me out of the water.
They were taking realistic terms into their fights anymore. That no, realistically, they're not gonna last this long in wrestling. Jesus fucking Christ.
Actually, some of those fight sequences in My Hero last maybe about as long as some wrestling matches if you watch the episodes back to back.
3 to 7 minutes long. 3 to 7.
If you're saying 37 minutes long, guess what?
No, 3 to 7. 3 to 7 minutes.
Yes, I was gonna say Iron Man matches are 60. War games are long.
You want to know why those are so long? It's because it's the season finale. They gotta go all out, folks.
All Out's a different company.
That's
There is a difference between AEW or WWE. It's called production value.
It is. We need to sell revenue.
It's called Tony Khan cares about his product. Vince McMahon is a very out of touch senile old man. Fight me. But no, I'm going on with I think of series that are out. Definitely leaning on My Hero Academia.
What other?
It's honestly very relatable too with the development of the characters.
And then what other type of animes do you think you're gonna try and give a chance to, or if say for One Piece, for example, just jump in where it's at. Don't even try and watch it all. They'll have recaps. Don't worry.
I watched the arc I wanted to watch, and I'm happy with it.
Don't say it's Ace's death.
I have a thing for drama and death sequences.
No!
I have a thing for making myself want to cry.
I'm such an emo at heart.
It's like with my World of Warcraft. It's like with my World of Warcraft fanfics. I knew there were going to be 2 expansions when I wrote that fanfic that were going to break me.
Oh God, we don't want to go into that.
Lich King and Legion.
Oh no.
Lich King and Legion broke me.
And then
I had to relive that whole thing again.
But what type of animes do you think you could actually sit down and get into watching? As to some, what about Komi Can't Communicate? We got Demon Slayer. We have the Rising.
At some point, when I have some money, because I'm pretty sure I'll end up wanting to cosplay from it as well. When I have a bit of a savings built up, I will probably give Demon Slayer a chance in the next year. And then, what else is there?
They're already in production of season 3 for Demon Slayer, so it isn't just stopping at where it's at right now.
There's an anime I'm actually looking forward to.
Digimon?
And it's the one that will go into, no, it's actually the one that will go into the backstory of Rohan for Lord of the Rings.
I'll have to look into that.
I'm actually really looking forward to that. I believe Richard Taylor of What a Workshop is helming that project, so it's going to be good.
Alright, and then any other type of animes or video games that you're looking forward to? Just playing and or cosplaying?
Video games, there's one actually coming out. It's based on Mozart's Requiem. It's going to be a puzzle game. It was supposed to get released in January, but got pushed back to May, just post ASEN. And I'm looking forward to that because you know me well. You know I'm a big fan of classical music. There's a few pictures of me as Jiro holding my Night on Bald Mountain sheet music. I love classical music. I cannot wait for a puzzle game based on such a prolific piece of classical music. As far as our video games,
Final Fantasy 9.
I want her interactive to announce Nancy Drew number 34 at some point, please.
How about a Final Fantasy 9?
I want Final Fantasy 6 first. Ooh. I want to hear a full voice dubbing in video game FMV of that opera. And uncut of that opera. Not just the aria.
Give me all the drama, cussing, everything of it, please.
Yes, I want the whole damn opera.
Japan, do your job!
Nomura, get on your meds and do this already.
I'll give you some Adderall, boy. Let's go.
But I actually recently, with the scandal that went on with Blizzard, I kind of found myself on...
No, I recently heard about that, and I kind of stopped playing World of Warcraft on my live streams because of that.
I found myself an MMO orphan. So Chad's like, hey, now would be a good time to get into 14.
Actually, you know what? If you don't have the money right now, I suggest playing Lost Ark. It's free. It takes maybe an hour or two of download, but it's... Do you like Diablo?
So Chad got me into... So not really. I'm not a big fan of dungeon crawlers. I need a lot of plot to keep me occupied.
It actually has a lot of cutscene plot.
Chad got me into 14.
14?
Chad got me into 14.
It is a dungeon crawler. Just realize that.
I do like 14 though.
14 is good.
Really have fallen in love with Final Fantasy 14.
With Lost Ark though, they actually have it.
Oh, I just realized that's the first time I've actually admitted that I play 14 now. Under wraps, but yes, I bit the bullet. I play 14 now.
I want to. What about here's some basic cosplay ideas too. Do you think about doing Pokemon, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Sailor Moon, DBZ, Naruto? Like let's go Inuyasha, like old stuff.
I did. Years ago, when my hair was longer, I did Sailor Jupiter.
Yeah.
Just due to just some of the, I don't want to say emotional pain that Sailor Moon brings, but it reminds me still a lot of Danny.
Yeah.
So I will touch Sailor Moon again at some point, but it's like right now, it's still kind of like.
How about this?
I don't think I'm ready to get back
when you actually do another Sailor Moon cosplay, I will do a man dressed up like Sailor Pluto because nobody knows, and I'm just like, hey, I'm here, guys!
But I would love to do Sailor Jupiter's princess dress at some point.
There you go. And then any other type of advertising type of things that you go into? Do you still play Magic Gathering, or is that just put on the back bit? Is that on the back warmer?
That's been put on the back burner, but I do have one advertisement for that before we get back into some future cosplay ideas.
Yeah, that's where at the end we'll talk about.
So in Glenellen, just off Roosevelt Road, it's a little hidden. It's near dentist office. My buddy Tom Matson has opened a game store called Dungeon Cat Games.
We'll put a description in his shop in the video for that then.
So it's just starting still. They're hosting their first FNM on Friday. I probably will not be competing because I'm taking Friday as a day to just rest before the craziness of my weekend. But they are hosting their first actual sanctioned FNM on Friday.
You should honestly still go. Honestly, you should still go because I have a good feeling whenever the first one.
I plan to at least drop by and say hi.
Yeah.
I won't be in like cosplay or anything, but I still do plan to drop by and say hi to them.
Still need to get that Jace cosplay, by the way.
Yeah, you do. Well, next year my Chandra turns 10. Yeah. Next year's 2023.
I'm still waiting on that cape from you.
I start... How much sewing have I gotten done yet? I will sew Jace's cloak. But next year my Chandra cosplay turns 10, which is pretty incredible.
And then
I still can't believe I started cosplaying that in 2013. That just seems like an eternity ago.
So let's go ahead and start wrapping up the interview, let's go ahead. Where can people find you at in social medias?
I will get my cosplay pages on Instagram and Facebook up and running again. I promise. I keep saying that, but this time I actually will. You guys can find me on SCFcosplay on Instagram and SCFcosplay on Facebook.
Go into the description, and everybody. You will find her links.
And then I was gonna say, as far as other future cosplays, here's how I pick my cosplays. They're kind of like one of those things of, hey, you're kind of like me. I think I'm gonna cosplay you. Or hey, I would feel really pretty in that. In the case of when I did the Bond girl Vesper Lynn.
Yeah.
When Justin did the Sheaf with me, and actually a lot of people thought I had kicked his ass when he did that because his scar makeup looked so legit.
But yeah. Any other type of things that they can follow you on? YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook.
All I have really right now is Facebook and Instagram. So
all right.
I'm not. If I pick up too much of the social media, I am bound to neglect it again. So I think I'm just gonna stick to those two.
All right.
I will deal with it. But I can't wait to see what the next 15, 20, whatever years are gonna bring me.
I'm gonna be old.
Because I mean, if this has been the first 15 years, oh God, I can't wait to see what's coming.
Nobody will see what my last 10 years of cosplay were because I have no photo evidence.
Well, I had to scrounge some of those, I knew what early photos I wanted to show, and there aren't as many. I didn't get to show any from my first Yomicon, back when I premiered the Kingdom Hearts cosplay.
When we didn't care back then.
How she looks now is just overshadowed how she used to look.
You know how you're getting old? When all those photos you want to destroy and you're trying to scrounge up all the old memories, like, oh, back in my day.
Oh no. All those old photos are actually on DeviantArt.
Woo! Do people still use that?
I used to be active on DeviantArt.
But all right, other than that.
I said in the beginning of this I'm 34, so.
I'm 30, so But all right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. Senna, thank you for coming to the interview.
Hey, it's been a lot of fun getting to finally talk with someone about, how my cosplay's been over 15 years. It actually taught me a lot, too, where I've come and where I came from and where I'm going now. So thank you so much.
So go ahead and follow up on her.
Also, one more plug. Follow Too Sweet Cosplay on Facebook. They are awesome people. We haven't been that active recently because of, COVID. But Steve-O, Nico, Ezra, the whole gang that runs it are the sweetest people you could ever meet, especially Nico. So go ahead, follow them. They're a lot of fun.
I can vouch for that. I've met him.
Nico is such a sweet bean.
But alright, guys, go ahead and follow up on the description links below. Give a shout out, follow, like, subscribe. I'll make sure this is on YouTube for everybody that actually sees. As to any other interviews in the future, they will be on Twitch first before YouTube. Just letting you know that, and thank you for tuning in. Other than that, seeing y'all later. Senna.
Later.
Later, taters.